One. Here we go. We are back, guys, with another My Thoughts video.
Yes, sir. We are back.
And this time around, we're going to give our thoughts on Vince McMahon retiring from WWE.
Ooh.
Isn't that something? So, and I know this happened a little while ago, but we're now just getting around to, talking about it. But I pulled up a thing here, and it says on July 22nd of 2022, Vince McMahon officially announced his retirement on Twitter, saying at the age of 77, "Time for me to retire. Thank you, WWE Universe. Then, now, forever together." Which is, how I think of what I feel about this is, I mean, the guy's in his late 70s. It's time to go, man.
Yeah, you know what? He knows this fucking ship is sinking. It's like, yep, time for me to cash out of this bitch.
Yeah, I'm gone, man. He's been doing it for so long, Also, he was at this year's WrestleMania. He wrestled that guy, Pat McAfee, I think his name is. WrestleMania 38. It says, there's a little thing here. It says, at WrestleMania 38, after Pat McAfee defeated Austin Theory, McMahon was challenged to a match by McAfee, which McMahon accepted, and then McMahon actually defeated him. This was McMahon's first match in 12 years. Wow. As well as
his last match had to have been, I think, when he got his ass kicked by Bret Hart.
Yeah. Well, maybe, yeah, because it says this was his first match in 12 years, as well as his first win at a WrestleMania. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and interrupted McMahon and Theory, celebrating the win, and gave them both a Stone Cold Stunner. Nice. So yeah, that's gotta be.
We haven't seen him get fucking stunnered for the 1 millionth time.
Yeah, that's probably obviously gonna be the last time. But yeah, when you're in your 70s, man, it's time to wrap it up and go. Not everybody can stick around, forever.
Yeah.
I mean, Stallone is pretty much the same age as Vince McMahon, but he's still kicking. I don't see Stallone going another 10 years, really. I don't see Stallone in his late 80s doing action films. I just don't see it. Then again, maybe, but I just, at that point, you're kind of like, wait a minute, you're really old, man,
I mean,
you got to wrap it up sometime.
Like you said, he's fucking 77 years old, know.
You gotta wrap it up sometime, hang up that coat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just the way life is. When you get really old, you can't do what you did back in your 20s or 30s and 40s and whatnot.
Yeah. But hell, man, Vince had a long run. I mean...
Yeah, he had a great run.
He's been in charge of that damn company for...
the mid-80s.
40-something years.
Yeah.
Hell, because of him, like I said, wrestling turned out the way it turned out.
Wrestling was awesome in the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Not so much anymore, but at least back then it was awesome and fun to watch.
Yeah. I honestly I don't keep up with WWE anymore because I just don't.
There's nothing there about it.
Yeah. I mean, but
nothing there on it that's really that great.
But back in the day, there was no bigger wrestling fan out there than me. I never missed, in the 90s and stuff. I never missed an episode of Monday Night Raw. Never missed an episode of WCW Nitro.
Yeah, you were over at my house every Monday night in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we were watching that stuff.
I remember you always got mad at me, like, man, you ever just talking about anything more than just wrestling? It's like, hell no, dude, wrestling is my life.
I know. That was your thing big time, dude, back in the day.
Yeah.
It's funny because back then I wasn't really into wrestling like you were back then, but then
Yeah.
years later, I became like the more of a wrestling fan, and you took the back seat.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Like I'm taking a rest from wrestling,
Right.
and now you're the one getting like to be a serious
Right,
wrestling fan.
right. Which is weird because for me, always back then, it was all about movies, and
Yeah,
you was
martial
wrestling,
arts,
yeah.
and all that other stuff, and
You it was wrestling, me it was movies, and we also loved video games.
yeah,
That was the good stuff. Good times back then. You can never. Something about the '90s, man. I'm telling you, in early 2000s and late
90,
80s.
yeah. To me, the '90s was like the best time period in wrestling
Yeah.
because
Even the late '80s was really good.
You had the companies you had, like you had WWE, you had WCW, you had ECW.
Right.
I mean, even in the '90s,
You
like
had competition.
You had other like minor like wrestling companies that would come on local TV every week, like Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Global Wrestling Federation, USWA. Like you just had, you didn't have just. That's to me what killed me in wrestling. Like
One
it's just
company.
having the one for that while there. You just had the one product of WWE.
Right.
It's just like.
Yeah.
And you just like back coming from all the days we had all these other companies to watch. You just get sick of the one. And just like, man, I wish the other companies were
Right.
still in business.
You have to have variety and you have to have competition because competition is healthy. It helps put fire in you to want to do different things.
Yeah.
So without that, you're just going to be like one dimensional.
Yeah, like look at Impact Wrestling. They started that brand up to try to compete with WWE just to give the fans a choice. Like, hey, you don't have to just keep watching WWE. We got a product over here now. And then, like I said later on, AEW came out, and it's just like, hell yeah, that competition level's coming back. And like I said, I keep up with a little bit of AEW, but really, just when the videos pop up on YouTube. But
right, like small clips here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we knew Vince McMahon was going to retire eventually. I mean, hell, The Undertaker retired, not that long ago either. Like what, a year or two ago?
What does he expect? He expect to be 100-year-old man,
right.
like in a wheelchair, fucking
right.
still trying to. Tonight we're gonna have this match, and you're fired. You're fired.
Right. 100 years old, still barking up orders and shit.
Yeah.
I could see that though. He seems like the kind of person that could just go forever. He's got that kind of drive.
Yeah.
He's got a hell of a drive. I'll give him that. Not anybody can sit in his chair and do what he does, man. That's a hell of a. He's a workaholic.
Yeah.
So.
I tell you, some of the funny stories I heard about with Vince McMahon was, who was it that they said in one of their interviews that back in the day Vince would go to a bar with some of his wrestlers, and he would start taking like the wrestlers like finishing moves.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like they had fucking the Road Warriors give them the fucking Doomsday Device.
Yeah.
Like why would you take he's the owner of the company. Like, are you guys know you guys can?
Yeah, they probably didn't hit him as hard as they would, like, say, another wrestler in the ring.
Yeah.
They probably held back like 50% or something like that.
Plus, I don't know.
Plus, he was drunk, so he probably couldn't really feel anything, anyways.
I bet you he felt it the next morning. No,
oh, he probably did.
Oh.
What the hell was I thinking?
But honey, why do I got a black eye for?
Yeah. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We're just giving our thoughts on, Vince McMahon retiring from WWE. When you're that old, it's time to hang up your coat. Some people retire long before that, so, in their 60s.
Yeah.
So it's cool he made it this far, and you know, we'll see where the product goes from here. It's going to be interesting on how, you know, his daughter's going to run things and Triple H and all that.
And maybe, like I said, maybe they'll change back to good. Maybe they'll light that fire back in me to want to watch wrestling again.
I mean, you never know. Things will probably change now for either good or bad. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I heard they're talking about they're doing away with the PG era.
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah, that's true. I did hear about that too.
Well, I don't know. Well, like I said, we'll see where it goes, and
yeah, we'll let you know in like future videos that we do how we feel about all that. You know, so
yes, sir.
Anyways, we're wrapping this one up. That is our thoughts on Vince McMahon retiring from the WWE. We hope you guys enjoyed. We're out of here. And
later.
Peace.